That night will haunt me forever. It was the middle of winter, during one of the worst blizzards our town had seen in years. I stood outside my own front door, barefoot in the snow, wearing nothing but my nightgown. "Sarah, please open the door." My voice was hoarse from pleading, but there was no answer. Only my daughter-in-law's cold, sharp voice piercing through from inside. "Get out. I can't take this anymore. Please, I'm sorry, I was wrong." I begged for forgiveness one more time, my voice trembling. But the door never opened. Slam. The door shut, and the last thread connecting me to my family was severed. The freezing snow piled onto my hair, my shoulders, my bare feet. I don't know how long I stood there. Then a neighbor's porch light flickered on, and someone rushed over. "Mrs. Anderson, are you okay?" A warm blanket wrapped around my shoulders. "I've called 911. Just hang on a little longer." Her voice was shaking with anger and sympathy. At the emergency room, a police officer approached me. "Ma'am, were you locked out of your house?" I shook my head. "No, I got confused and wandered outside. I have mild dementia, sometimes I get disoriented." The officer looked skeptical but didn't press further. Outside the hospital room, my son Michael and his wife Sarah stood with worried expressions. "Mom, are you all right? We were so scared." Sarah's voice sounded rehearsed. Michael couldn't even look me in the eye. I looked at them and thought to myself, this is the end. I can never go back to that house. After being discharged, I told my son something that shocked him. "I don't want to go back to that house. I want to move into an assisted living facility." Michael looked bewildered. "Mom, what are you talking about? I've made my decision, and I'm selling the house." "What? You can't be serious." Sarah's face turned pale. "Mom, you've lived in that house for 30 years. Exactly. It's my house, and I'm selling it." I said it calmly but firmly. Within a few weeks, the house sold at market value. That's when my son and daughter-in-law discovered something they hadn't expected. My bank account balance, $5 million, a lifetime of savings from my late husband's business and our careful investments. Everything changed that day. Suddenly, they started visiting every single week. "Mom, we brought you organic supplements." "Mom, got your favorite fruits from Whole Foods." "Mom, how are you feeling today? Is everything comfortable?" Sarah posted photos on Instagram. "Love my mother-in-law #family first #blessed." But I knew something they didn't. The assisted living facility had security cameras in every hallway. One day, I overheard Sarah talking on her phone in the corridor. "God, when is this old lady going to die already? This is exhausting. Is there any way to check her bank account? What if she's spending it all?" I smiled quietly to myself. Let's wait 1 year. In 1 year, I'll show them what real consequences look like. Exactly 1 year later, I called a meeting. I invited my estate attorney, the facility director, and Michael and Sarah. "Mom, what's this about?" Michael asked nervously. I opened the folder in front of me. "I'm donating $4 million to charity." "What?" Sarah jumped to her feet. "Mom, you can't be serious. You and Michael will receive $1 million. That's it. 1 million. But we're your only family." Michael's voice cracked. I pulled out a letter I had written and read it aloud. "For 1 year, you visited me faithfully. You brought gifts, smiled, and pretended to care. But your eyes never saw me. You only saw my bank account." Sarah shouted, "That's not true. We care about you. Everything is on camera." My words silenced her immediately. Every phone call in the hallway, every conversation in the parking lot, all recorded. Michael dropped to his knees. "Mom, I'm so sorry, please. It's too late." My voice was steady and cold. "This $1 million represents exactly what your love was worth." Michael looked up at me with tears streaming down his face. "Mom, I'm your son, doesn't that mean anything?" I paused before answering. "Yes, you are my son. And that's why this hurts so much. A mother can love her child endlessly, but she cannot forgive endlessly. You crossed that line." The attorney confirmed that everything was legally binding. Sarah sat frozen in shock. For months afterward, they didn't visit. I lived peacefully at the facility, reading, taking walks, playing bridge with the other residents. Then, 6 months later, Michael came back. This time, alone. "Mom." His voice had changed. "I'm sorry. I'm truly, deeply sorry. I finally understand how wrong I was." He knelt and wept. I touched his head gently. Now you're beginning to see. Over the next 5 years, Michael changed. He visited regularly, but never mentioned money. He just sat with me, drank coffee, and talked about life. Sarah also changed, slowly but genuinely. She brought my grandchildren to visit. Last month, I called my attorney again. I want to revise my will. I'll leave Michael a bit more. But most of it still goes to charity. I looked out the window at the sunny day. I want to leave behind integrity, not just money. Today, I'm still here in this assisted living facility. Michael visits twice a week. My grandchildren come once a month. Sarah sometimes brings homemade cookies. I'm happy now, because this is the life I chose. That blizzard night, shivering at my own front door, I thought it was the end. But it wasn't the end. It was the beginning of reclaiming my dignity. Parents are human too. We get hurt, disappointed, angry. But unconditional sacrifice isn't love. Sometimes, setting boundaries is the greatest act of love. I learned that lesson far too late. But better late than never. Remember this: parents are not ATM machines. We deserve respect. And parents, remember, protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. I sit by the window now, feeling the warm sunshine. It feels good, really good.